and like Eminem. We witnessed Eminem.
Yeah.
Okay, you had everybody before Eminem that was good with wordplay. Eminem kind of went to a different level with wordplay.
And then there's nothing after that.
The new generation kind of had to destroy what we've built to build something new.
I think that's the cycle of life. I think that's just how it works.
Exactly. It is the cycle of life, and it's like just to get to Migos rapping in triplets, just to get to us listening to NBA YoungBoy or 21 Savage, we had to have a little beef.
Yeah.
We had to take ourselves, like, take a step back and not take ourselves so serious.
And I agree with you, but
Sean Johnson, Old Head Steph, Sade Renee, this is guys. The IC. Sade, what happened today?
So I keep seeing this interesting post about Kanye versus Adidas. He's calling out Adidas over their Adidas slides. He's driving. It says that he's driving down the same street Kobe passed, or maybe he's feeling the Mamba spirit right now. But to all sneaker culture, to every ball player, rapper, even if you work at the store, this is for everyone who wants to express themselves. And he was saying just like they stole his idea, pretty much, and he's not happy about it. And he says that it happens a lot to like rappers, basketball players, you know, like the Kobe's, the LeBrons. They just hijacking the ideas, and he's just very pissed off about it.
They do look pretty similar.
Yeah, I think ever since like Yeezys came out, people started taking like a more unorthodox look when it comes to like sneakers and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like
I think they're just more into it now.
Nah, I think he's shaped, but again, I don't understand. Like, isn't this what he wanted? This is what he said. Like, he wants to be the pioneer of fashion, like to change clothing. And I feel like that's what happened. Like when he came out with the Yeezys, like you have mad mesh shoes. Mad shoes like meshy. Like, it may not capture the exact design, but it's clearly inspired by the Yeezys.
Even with music, like people started using like the auto-tune mixed with the guitar distort.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And singing with it and like, you know, there wouldn't be any Drake without no 808s and heartbreaks and shit.
Definitely.
This is the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I guess it's a little weird because he works with Adidas, so having them take his design and like make another version of it, I guess maybe you could feel some type of way, but it's still like I don't know. Like it's kind of like music, bro. Like you're gonna inspire a different wave. It's
literally like the same exact shit.
One looks wood.
It'd be different if it's just like they were like, oh, let's work on something to, you know, create something else or create something similar. Let's make something more. But to just hijack his idea and he works for them.
Yeah,
that's not weird.
It works with.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's always talking about Adidas.
That's why I said like, I feel like it's a little that I can understand him feeling some type of way, but I don't know, man.
All them shit's ugly.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's something about that grew on me. Those slides. I don't know what it is. It kind of has
the slides are probably the most decent.
I like the Yeezys. You like the Yeezys?
I like Yeezys. I'm not gonna front. I have one pair of Yeezys. I have I think it's the 700s or the 750s.
Red October's in the I don't know. I'm not privy to fashion like I used to be. I'm my old head when it comes to that. But the Red October's was fire, and anything black and red with the Yeezys is fuego to me. I'm sorry, but yeah.
I have one pair of Yeezys, right? Just one. And I'm not going to front. Those are the most comfortable sneakers I ever put on my feet.
They are definitely fucking comfortable. I got one. I only got one as well. Got some peach joints just go with a specific outfit. But I will say, like, I can wear those all day and, like, just be chilling. And I feel like when you get to a certain age, like, your comfort is way more important than anything else.
Yeah. If you notice, you see a lot of people going to work in Yeezys.
Yeah. And I'm for
it. That's because them shits are mad fucking
super comfortable, bro.
OD comfortable.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You know what? I kind of don't like some of the Yeezys. I'm not gonna sit here and say all of them are good, but one fucking vibe I get from the Yeezys is like, I don't know. It's like you know how like when you were a kid and you had like a shiny, like a new toy, but it had like a certain design to it that just made you like it more than any one of your other toys.
Yeah,
I feel like that it stands out so much that I kind of like them and make it fit. There's like I don't know, they're like they got some type of reminiscence or nostalgia attached to them. Like it's
what
just,
dinosaurs?
yo, I'm not gonna front. Yeah, Yeezys do remind me.
They remind me of
They
dinosaurs.
remind me of like when like a tsunami happens, and it dig up all the fish from all the way at the bottom of the ocean. It's like alien fish.
Yeah, you find some weird shit.
You find some weird shit. Yeah, I feel like when you dig up all of the weird sneakers,
I appreciate the innovation of it.
Not all of them are not for me. All of them are not for me.
I don't know. They're nice. Like I like his color palette more than anything. His palette is like.
His palette. I like the what is it?
His color palette.
I have little tiny feet. I feel like I would just look doofy and like.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, it's just like I can't. Maybe because I'm just an older girl, an older woman. It's like I'm not really interested in.
Yeah.
Like I see a lot of like I go to like Starbucks or some shit and I'll just see girls like in the full Yeezy outfit and I'm just like,
yeah, I think I'm past that.
When I used to dress like that, it would like I was like what in high school. Like I don't know, I think I'm just like a little past that and I'm just a little bit more refined. But I appreciate like the innovation. I love his color palette. Like I'm not against what he's doing. I think it's just not for everybody, or not everybody's going to be into it, but it's cool.
I would say this. I think if I was like a little bit more financially free,
that too.
And I cared a little bit more about fashion, like back when I was a little younger. And it doesn't matter. I don't think caring about fashion hasn't to do anything with age. It's just my mind is on other things now. Like I'll go outside and like you see how I come to the show, bro. Like I'm always comfortable. Like I don't. That's
but
just
his
me now.
Aren't his stuff like comfy, cozy?
Yeah, that's so like, I've heard. But like again, if my pockets matched, what the desire, I think I would rock. I think I would rock most of his clothes. I don't know. I like video games and shit, so I like being able to dress like kind of like on some like I don't know. I feel like the whole vagabond shit is kind of fire. You know what I mean? Like
vagabond. What do you mean about that?
Kind of like
the traveler,
like a traveler, like a wanderer. He has like a kind of nomad wanderer kind of vibe to his clothes.
Mm-hmm. I never
Especially
saw it that
the
way.
shirts is mad big and like hangs off the body. I don't know. I have a shirt that I wear that's kind of like it has no collar. It's just it's wild loose on the neck. Like somebody just when you're a kid, like your parents be like, don't be draping up your shirt because I like it like that. It's kind of like I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
That's another thing. His silhouettes, his cuts are really nice.
I like that. I like that about it.
There's a lot to like appreciate about it. So I can get like him being like pissed off that somebody ripped off, and the person that he's working with is just like your best friend. Stealing something from you and saying that it's theirs.
Yeah,
like,
I do. Especially like after all the shit he's been through with all these other fashion designers, and he's been very vocal about it. To see Adidas go and just blatantly,
they fucked with the wrong nigga.
That's tough though. That's tough because it's gonna make it. I just don't want Kanye to come. I'm not gonna lie. I guess I'm biased because I fuck with Kanye. I know he's got a little. I'm gonna fuck with everything he says, but I just don't want him to look like he's hard to work with. You know what I mean? Like, because if he loses Adidas deal, obviously he could do it himself now. He's a billionaire, but. I don't know. I don't know anything. I guess I don't have enough information about the fashion game. But what's next?
I feel and I think that the older I get, and it's the more that I notice that politics is at the bottom of my like hierarchy now. Before I used to always think about what other people think about me and where I stand amongst other people. And now I just think it's all about innovation and the legacy you leave after you're gone.
Age of Aquarius.
I think I agree with you to an extent. I do think that that's extremely important. And I agree with you. I'm kind of like similar in that aspect where I'm like less caring about what other people think. But until I get into a financial state or where my dreams and my goals are bigger than
where you are.
Bigger than what I guess like I'm willing to tolerate some things. I'm willing to tolerate using tact and being easier to work with for the simple fact that I'm not where I want to be. Where I don't want to make things harder for myself unnecessarily. Yeah. If I have to sacrifice some of my self values or my values that I hold dear to me, I'm not willing to do that. but I'm not willing to take every battle just because of the of the fact that like I don't need anybody. I feel like we all need people.
We do.
We do.
But there's a certain point that you can get to where you disconnect yourself from other. Some people, they're almost a slave to other people's opinion and perspective of themselves. So it's like they live in this box to where it's like, well, this person thinks about me like this and that person thinks about me like this, and I don't know what I should think about myself, and I think I should. I feel like there's a thin line. Like if everybody's saying that you have a certain problem and it's a consensus of 12 people, 6 people, and they all say the same thing about you, you might have to fix that about yourself. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you're not going to be able to make everyone happy.
Everybody's not going to be happy. And I agree with that 100%. That's why I say like, there's certain things that I feel like it's certain things that you should have things that you're not falling on. You're not going to fold for because it's something that you're going to stand on. But I think like being able to like have wiggle room is necessary, because if you're too stiff, you're going to break, bro. Like it's just like there's no need to like make everything a battle. And then also you got to also think like, how am I being? I feel like thinking about how you're being perceived is very important. Like if we're talking about a situation with Kanye West, like I think that's his biggest issue, is not seeing how he's being perceived. He says things, and I try to do the extra work and look into exactly what he's saying, how he says it, look at his body language, and like I can see and look at him and be like, yo, he's just overly passionate. He has a great idea that has not been well thought out. Not everybody's gonna do that. Yeah. And you have to be, he needs to be aware of that. So those are the things I think is like, I try to like, me personally, I try to like do myself.
Let me ask both of you guys a question, right? Mm-hmm. And this is for both of you guys. Do you think it's more important, like, you know how we said respect or loyalty? Mm-hmm. Is it more important to be creative or innovative?
Define innovative for me.
So innovative is raising the bar to new heights of the standard in a particular industry. So innovation is what Kanye did with 808s and Heartbreaks. What he did with like auto-tune. Innovation is what Eminem did with wordplay when it comes to rap. Innovation is help me.
I think there is no innovation without being creative.
That's what I was gonna say.
I like looked up. I'm a nerd, so I looked up innovation is to start, to unveil, to commence, to induct, to pioneer, to kick off, to usher in, to establish, to found. I think you have to be creative in order to do that. I think it's like taking something that's already set, or taking an idea, a concept, a image or a vision, and building it beyond what people can fathom at the moment. And I think it's hard to do that because people are just used to what they're used to. And a lot of times people don't like change. People don't think like new. And I think creatives and innovators are one and the same. They might be.
I think what I'm really trying to say is like the thin line between creating and
being the first,
drawing within like the bounds and the lines, coloring in between the lines, and pushing the bar.
Innovative is definitely more important.
Okay, I get that.
You get what I'm saying? So pushing the bar and being, because when we talk about Yeezys, we're talking about a guy who's being experimental.
Yeah.
Is it more important to be experimental and to push the bar and create the new future?
Yeah.
Or is it better to be creative and use the texture
that we already have
of what we already have?
That's a tough one, because I find it to be like both of those are extremely important, for the simple fact that we need some of the ideas that we have today to be played with, to see what else can be done with them. But at the same time, we need new shit. But on the other side of the coin, you don't want to just be making shit just to be making shit. You know what I mean? Like, no, because like it's like there's certain, like for instance, Sharknado. Have you ever heard of that movie?
No.
Oh, is it like a real bad movie?
It's a horrible movie.
Yeah.
It's a movie about.
But it's good. It's good
shark.
though.
No, it's not. That
about a what?
We could have done without.
It's a good bad movie.
Nah. So here's the thing. I know there's people that look for like this is so bad that we gotta watch it.
Lil B.
Yeah. I know. I get that. But where's Lil B now? I forgot about him. If you didn't mention
but he paved the way because he was innovative. He pushed the bar. He pushed the standard for a different type of rap to where it was almost
opened the lane. It's like opening the lane.
Lil B, without Lil B, a lot of rappers wouldn't be able to be out.
So let me ask you a question. I get that. It's two questions I want to ask you. First, with the rap situation, I'm still on topic. Isn't that kind of bad though? Because like in the sense of being a hip hop enthusiast, with all the trash music that's out nowadays, isn't that like kind of his fault because he made a path for them? Second question: is there ever a time where innovation is bad?
Okay. So first question, right? What was the first question you were saying?
Like being that, like you said, Lil B was a pioneer. He was innovative of being like troll rapping, making garbage shit, and
right?
Like, people spite listening, just consuming it to like, say this nigga's trash. And he paved the way for a lot of other rappers that are like fucking that pretty much used today and changed the culture.
I think in the time we like in my generation we experienced a lot of rappers that were at the peak of when it came to using the textures and the palettes and the fabrics of the culture, right? So and like Eminem, we witnessed Eminem. Yeah. Okay, you had everybody before Eminem that was good with wordplay. Eminem kind of went to a different level with wordplay. And then
there's nothing after that.
The new generation kind of had to destroy what we've built to build something new.
I think that's the cycle of life. I think that's just how it works.
Exactly. It is the cycle of life. And it's like just to get to Migos rapping in triplets, just to get to us listening to NBA Youngboy or 21 Savage, we had to have a Lil B. Yeah. We had to take ourselves, like take a step back and not take ourselves so serious.
And I agree with you, but playing devil advocate, after seeing, you just named Lil 21 Savage, Migos, you just named the good turn of events. Like those rappers came from the era of Lil B and forward. But what about all the horrible shit that came out? That's just like, my nigga.
So what's horrible though?
I don't know. What do you think is the like I personally I don't have, so I'm playing devil's advocate because I honestly I don't have any music that I'm just like I wish this did not exist. Maybe WAP, but other than that I'm like very tolerant of other music other than country music. I just can't scream rock. But for the hip hop enthusiasts that are like, yo, this is what's ruining hip hop. With that being said, in the eyes of like somebody that, like, what is it for you that like these rappers nowadays are fucking up the game where it's like there's no this, that, and the other.
That's what. So
there's a lot of people that think that.
I come from a perspective where I came up in the industry where I was looking for loopholes in the industry and where people needed music videos. Mm-hmm. So that's how I became a director and I started doing music videos. And you'll get really bad tracks, but you would have to look at the glass half full and see what you would like. I remember one of your cousins came to me with the music video, and I said, No. I'm not gonna say his name, but his tracks was bad. Yeah, and I said you could use that to your advantage on some Lil B type of shit. You get what I'm saying? He took offense to it. Yeah. But I'm saying like, just me seeing that and me seeing him being his own bass god was me looking at the glass half full and seeing that like that's why I could listen to Lil Pump and like a Lil Pump song, a trolley chant song, or I could listen to Blueface You know what I mean?
I guess. Hold on, wait. I changed my mind. There is some music that I'm just not tolerant of. Blueface is. If you can't ride the beat, I'm sorry, I can't listen to you.
But that's the whole point of Blueface.
Yeah, I know.
You get what I'm saying? That's the point of Lil Durk too.
I think Lil Durk is a little.
He's melodic, but the whole point is like to not ride the beat.
Yeah, I know there's some
and
artists
that you know where that comes from.
Who?
Juvenile.
Juvenile definitely was like that.
You know what I mean? Rushing to finish the bar. You get what I'm saying? You go right to me. You get what I'm saying? And that was hard.
Yeah.
But you understand those type of rappers, they have a particular style that they create. It's almost like an artist being innovative. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. It's kind of like, all right, everybody's doing these Caravaggio paintings and all these Da Vinci paintings where everything is realism and lifelike, and Picasso comes and fucks it up and makes it squarey, abstracted. Yeah. That's innovation.
But see, hold on. I think the difference. All right, well, you know what? I get what you're saying. That's the point. But I'm gonna say just on a sub note. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of those artists didn't do that purposely. I think a lot of them were like just incapable of riding the beat. But
that's the snowflakes always, when you shake up the snow globe, I always say this analogy, you shake up the snow globes, the flakes are gonna land appropriately where they're supposed to land.
I guess.
Just like I say, like men amongst other men. Yeah. Just like niggas in jail. The nigga who always got respect on the playground is gonna get respect in jail. Yeah. You know, that's the way I feel. Yeah. It's just like you shake up the snow globe, the flakes land where they're supposed to land, mean like the hierarchy sits where it's supposed to sit. Yeah. You know? And when, like I'm saying, that relation to creation is, okay, you're good at not riding the beat. There's people that are good at being bad.
Really good at that.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. You're good at screaming and being unorthodox, and that's how you got to that level because it's innovation. Yeah. At that level,
I get what you're saying. You know? I agree with you.
I think that there are and there will always be founding principles. Like, I'm an empiricist, so it's like first principle thinking. There's always basic rules.
Wait, you said you're an empiricist? What does that mean?
Yeah, it's just like looking at the first principles, looking at the root of things, and then building on them. Like, most of the time when you look at a thing, you're just looking at the fruit. You're not looking at the branches. You're not looking at the trees. You're not looking at the bark. You're not looking at it deeper. Okay. And I think with any art or with anything, like, we just look at the fruit. And I think it's easy to follow the first principles and follow like what's always been done and color in the lines. But I think it takes building more trees and building different kind of fruit to do something outside, like making hybrids. I think it's important to building the future. Like, it's almost like if things always are what they are, there's no room for nothing new. The world can't move forward if there isn't music we don't like, and we want to combat that. Like I said before about like being an agent of chaos. I think there has to be some, like, it's like the poles. You get what I'm saying? There has to be something really, really bad and something really, really good. Yeah. And they both either defy the principles or live by the principles. And I think it takes both to kind of create something that moves culture, hip hop, art, everything forward. I feel like that's what the Renaissance is about. And I think we're like coming into this like Renaissance period where everything's kind of like all over the place, and we're just kind of like figuring out who we are as a culture, as a world now. And I think we have to like explore, like I think you said before, how to fuck it up. Yeah. Like, you have to like it's almost like the kid who in kindergarten just made a mess and ends up being like this fantastic artist because he just went outside the lines and did what he wasn't told to do and created a whole new genre or something beautiful. And it's just like, oh, we didn't even think that was possible. He didn't listen to us, but look what he created. Okay. So I think like it's important to like have both. You have your founding principles, and that just gives you RGB, red, green, blue. You get what I'm saying?
So like, bringing it back full circle, is that what Kanye West is doing right now?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I think that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Being extremely innovative. Because I've never, honestly, bro, when I first saw the Yeezy, I was like, nigga, this thing is wild. And now I love them. And I first saw the clothing, I was just like, what the fuck is this ragamuffin? Now I love it. The color, I was like, so dry and like pale.
It's like, I didn't know we needed that. I didn't think we would like that.
I'm so for Kanye's designs and his free innovation. Just to keep going. But again, to my next question, is there ever a time when innovation is wrong or bad?
It's bad.
Unless it, like, I feel like unless it destroys humanity, like, who the fuck cares?
I mean,
like,
mad things that's a danger to our society.
But it also makes us want to figure out a solution.
I think
it's important.
I think innovation can be bad.
In what situations?
When it's not driven by somebody who has a good moral compass. Because Hitler was innovative.
Innovative as fuck. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't think that was good.
In intent, yeah. I agree. So that's where.
So as long as Kanye has a good heart,
yeah, or good intentions, yeah. Because at the end of the day, because Hitler thought he was doing the right thing,
but it wasn't driven by a good moral compass.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
it still moved us in a way where we started paying attention to certain things. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
But that's what innovation does.
That's what
itself.
I'm saying. Like, it doesn't matter if it's bad or good. It makes you pay attention.
Just put some pixie dust in it.
Yeah, what the fuck was that? That was your phone?
It's my moon app.
I was about to say, like, that nigga just put a spell on me, my nigga.
Yeah.
Innovation.
Go on, duppy.
I think that all innovation it's almost like I believe in necessary evils. I believe everybody hated Trump. The way I saw him was as a necessary evil.
That's innovation.
He was a businessman.
Yeah.
And then he became the president. He ran America as a business. He didn't run it from emotional place. He ran it as a business. He saw certain things and then he also made the roaches come out. Sorry. He exposed certain elements, certain ideas that we had. Like, before you could say, oh, this didn't exist. Now you know this shit fucking exists. You need bad elements to kind of expose things that need change, that need to be.
So you're saying with innovation, it kind of like it moves the dressing table that nobody swept under.
Right. And now you're finding some shit. You're like, oh, I was wondering where that smell was coming from. It's under there.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like, innovation creates the movement that makes you pay attention. It's like, I don't like that. Okay, so now what's the solution?
That's true, because I was thinking about it and I'm like, why have I been collecting all basketball sneakers? I like tennis sneakers too. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
so I guess I mean, but the price we had to pay for Trump is definitely not the same.
Yeah. So innovation, when it comes to innovation, but what is it? Innovation versus what?
Conventional creativity.
Conventional.
That's what I said. You're talking about conventional creativity, because creatives are wild people who use their imagination. Your imagination is innovative by choice because you're an individual.
Yeah.
What comes up in your imagination, no one else can create because it comes from you. That's being a creative. It's I'm going to make something that expresses what I see and what's in my head, and I'm going to pour it out into the world.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to understand it, but it might move somebody to do something else that pushes everything forward.
I get you. I agree.
And I just think that, like, we're at a place where we kind of, well, me personally, and I think I see a lot of it. It's like people are very nostalgic and they keep trying to like relive certain things, or they're stuck in a certain way. And
yeah, I'm so tired of people like that.
There's a stagnant nature to the growth of our societies, our economies.
People don't like change.
And people don't like change, but change is the one constant of this world. There's gonna, like, you can deny it if you want to, but your age is gonna change. You're gonna grow. Your body's gonna change. Your heart's like every part of this world is gonna change inevitably. So it's like, it might be bad, it might be for good, but when you do something that you used to do that no longer works, now you're kind of paying a little bit more attention, and you're gonna want to innovate the way you do things. So I think it's like, it's important, and it's like conventional creativity is just like, almost like the same as like, oh well, my mom grew up this way, so I grew up this way.
I despise
And
that.
innovation means
so
okay, from what I saw my mom do, I like this, but I didn't like that, so I'm gonna raise my kids a little different. That's innovating parent. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Innovation of families. People before like getting divorced or like being a single parent. It's like mixed families. It's innovation. There's a need that needs to be fulfilled, and the problems expose the need. And then we create solutions. What creates innovated, like everything.
I just love people thinking for themselves. Like when you're talking about the Trump situation, I'm not gonna lie. I'm new to this, but I was guilty of being emotionally biasly against Trump. He said a lot of dumb shit. He said a lot of fucking controversial shit. Mm-hmm. And for a while, it looked like if you voted for Trump, you were a racist. And I don't agree with that at all. I believe there were people that believed Trump could do certain things. And I'm pretty sure Trump, I'm not a master of politics. I'm not a politician. I don't know much. I don't know enough to debate what he has done good for the country. But I am going to assume there has to be something good that Trump has done as president of America. And instead of like, I don't want to be one of those people that's just like, oh, Trump, if you're with Trump, you're this. And if you're against him, you're this. I like to consider myself a grayist. And that's where I'm trying to go now.
So that's why I said, like, if you think about it this way, he was a necessary evil.
Yeah.
He was a necessary thing that made people aware of something that they kind of ignored before he came about.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
So again, like, I don't want to say necessary evil. Because I don't think his intent. I don't know what his intentions were.
When I say evil, I mean like just in
a
negative way.
Yeah,
it was a necessary negative. Okay, it was something that we needed to see to expose a truth that we were ignoring, and it pushed other people or people just.
We're not really steering too much into politics, but it at the end of the day, it is innovation.
Yeah,
you know,
it is.
Yeah.
And like, I think the consent, like, we came to a conclusion that innovation might be king because it pushes culture.
Yeah, I guess it does.
It pushes culture more than conventional creativity.
What made you think of this question?
I fight with that when I make my music. I fight with that when I create in general.
I think I do as well. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, like, my whole musical career, I feel like I could have been somewhere different. Who knows what would have happened? But as far as my identity as an artist, I think I would have been something different. If I would have been stopped worrying more what other people
innovative. Yeah, exactly.
Because I was so like, well, nobody does this, so why would I do this? Instead of trying to be innovative, I was just trying to be safe within the realm of what
conventional.
Yeah, I always felt like I'll be in the studio with niggas and I'll feel like an alien.
Yeah.
I'll feel like, especially now, everybody hopping on the drill, R&B, sample beats and shit.
Yeah.
I'll definitely feel like an alien, but it's like they had to be innovative to get there.
Exactly.
You know?
And it's there's certain shit that, like, you know, like, I do like, and I want to. It's okay to be conventionally creative in some aspect, but there's also, like, you know, being innovative is not. It's a risky ass move, because in the end of the day, like Kanye I'm not saying it wasn't risky. But, you know, Kanye's a millionaire. So it's easier for a millionaire to be innovative than some Joe Smo. Like, hey, I'm going to take all my funds and time and effort. And
there wouldn't be so many great inventions if somebody didn't do that.
But I think that was the centerpiece of his career.
Yeah.
Because when you think what got him in the game is him
being innovative.
Yeah. Him talking about a car crash. We never seen that before. His hit single was his Tragedy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of be rabbited.
Yeah, he did. Go ahead, Sade.
So another topic that I came across, and it just keeps popping up. And we talked about this like a few episodes back. DJ Academiks is under fire after an audio that goes viral of him saying that it's not much different between girls ages 17 to 21. As long as the chick has a college ID, she's getting fucked. I don't care if she's 17. Now, we talked about this in relation to women. We talked about the teacher.
Sorry, I disagree, bro.
So, like, every he's kind of like getting filleted right now because everybody's
at the end of the
pissed.
day, they're legal, but They're legal.
Do you think there's a difference between that? Like that was the
17 to 21,
right? So that was the kind of like staple like
I don't want to fuck with either.
Like he's much older than he's significantly older than 17 and somewhat older than 21, and he's saying there's no difference between 17 to 21. I disagree, but
I agree. Honestly.
What do you guys think? That there's no difference.
17 to 21. First off, let's make it clear.
I think they're still children.
Before I say anything, I'm not fucking with anything under 25 or 26.
At the age you are now.
At the age I am now. Okay. Even when I was 17 to 21, I don't see much change. To me, where I'm at right now, I see them as baby. They're all babies.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I agree with him in that aspect. As far as they're all getting fucked,
but I'm gonna say
that's a little off.
That's
to me.
where
they're not getting fucked for me.
Right, that's where it kind of like took a left.
Yeah, I don't know if he's, and then also you got to think too. Academic is in his lifestyle is a little different from mine, so I get it. Like he got a lot of groupies and like women that probably throw themselves at him just with the clout clout chasing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, but I'm pretty sure if he didn't have that following, them bitches wouldn't be throwing shit at him. That nigga looks like a fucking squirrel. I'm sorry.
Look like
I know you don't. As a female, the bag makes you way more attractive. Clout makes you way more attractive. It's just like I think it's just his nature. I think he's that nigga. Because I think that he's one of those niggas who live in scarcity. Like I remember y'all saying, like not all, like every nigga doesn't have opportunities. I think that possibly before he got on and became this person, he didn't have no opportunities. So now he's getting all the opportunities. Like I don't give a fuck. I'm fucking everything. Like it's almost like a scarcity thing because I feel like if you're a certain age. You're unless you're a predator and immature, how old
is Academic? That'll make me.
Let's see.
I need to know before. I think because if he's like 26, 27, I don't fault him for saying that.
17 though, 17. You're straight out. You're just out of high school.
You got to think about the content he makes. His stuff is all about very controversial, drama, messy stuff. That's like what crowd of people do you think he's attracting?
Like I think he's 31.
Oh nah,
he's I'm sorry, he's 10 years older.
That's more than 10 years.
No, I'm saying he's 10 years older than a 21-year-old.
Yeah, so.
You get what I'm saying? And me speaking from a woman, when I was 21, I was a kid. And I had a kid at 21 and I was like, oh, well, I'm not in high school anymore, so it doesn't make a difference. But when reality hit, I didn't become I didn't realize
shit, I'm still
that
an adult.
This is what I'm saying. Like this is what I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying. I'm talking about like mindset wise. And like I said, pussy is pussy. You get what I'm saying? So I think maybe that's what he's thinking. Like a hole is a hole and any hole is a good hole for me. Because it has to be. Because if he's talking to these women and he's like engaging with them, you can most definitely fucking tell the difference between a 17 to 21 year old.
Oh, 20, I don't know.
21.
I met some really basic, shallow ass 21-year-olds.
But that's what I'm saying. But
so
you haven't reached the age. You haven't reached the age where like life kind of gets real. You get what I'm saying? When you're 21, you're just getting out of college.
Yeah, a lot of 21-year-olds still live with their parents.
This is what I'm saying.
They still got curfew.
How could you really not see a difference unless you're just strictly looking at
but hold on though. But you're saying from 17 to 21, so we're kind of saying the same thing, but we're on a different spectrum.
Yes, we're saying the same thing.
I think as far as him fucking 21, I wouldn't be as vocal because I'm gonna say like this: if they're legal and you're just fucking, I'm gonna keep it 100, bro. If I'm famous and I got money and I'm single and I'm courting just to get some butt, I might go for it. My go for it would be older women. I'm not into because it's just something you get. I don't know. Like I can't. Younger women just I don't know. I feel like baby. It don't feel right.
It's a little girl being attracted to you.
But there's rare occasions where it's like you've seen 21-year-olds that are a little advanced. That got you, like, tell me you haven't seen that.
That's like saying, like, oh, you're like a little girl who's like 16, 15 years old. Oh, you're mature for your age.
No, I'm not saying that.
No, I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm saying someone could hear that and make that same argument.
They could.
oh, I've been through mad shit. I had to take care of myself. So I had to grow up a little older. So that means that she's prepared to make certain decisions?
No, I'm okay. So I get you when you're saying that. I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm saying on the standard of like, let's say we're at a club, right? An academic is not, you taking something home, he brings one back. It's a whole statutory thing. The kids are not supposed to be there, right? But let's say one slips in and he takes it back and knocks it down. And then later on, he finds out it was a certain age.
There's consequences to that.
There is consequences, but I feel like there's some type of, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I feel like if somebody is in an environment where it's adults only and they manage to slip through the cracks and an adult takes them home and they both have consensual sex, I feel like, yeah, you could get in trouble. You should get in trouble, but it should be some leeway because my nigga, like, why is she there? I didn't know. She didn't tell me she lied about her age.
Like, you know how many clubs I went to when I was like 15? I was in fucking Palladium.
So what does that mean?
With 21 years old.
Was you trying to fuck older men?
No, but there's a lot of girls who will, and I just feel like if you're a grown ass man, you should fucking know the difference between a little girl and a grown ass woman. You said
there's no way, so you don't think there's any way to make the mistake?
I think you have to be just drunk and super careless. You didn't have a conversation where you just trying to fuck, and that's on you. That's on you because you made that decision. Like I've always said, like men, yes, okay, your options are slim. And you guys have to go through more to find women that are fuckable, that actually want to fuck you. But you have a responsibility to filter.
All right, so I'm not saying I don't agree with you. I agree with you, but
that's all I'm saying.
Let's be realistic, though. On a club night, you're drunk, you're having fun, shorty bad, and she's feeling you. You take her back home. The only thing going through a nigga mind is I'm taking this down.
Okay. Wait, are you guys talking? Wait, I want to pause this for a second. Are you guys talking about me? I see a problem with the 17.
Yeah, definitely.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah, are you guys talking about just strictly 21?
No, we're talking about.
No. So what I kind of varied off.
Like from my opinion, right?
Okay, go ahead.
I think when you bag a girl anyway, you're gonna have to get into a one-on-one situation. Me at 33, I can't sit down with a 17-year-old
at all,
and us see eye to eye. I'm gonna feel like almost like babysitting.
Basically, yeah.
I'm gonna feel like I'm babysitting. I'm gonna feel like it's probably gonna go into me giving her advice. Or
exactly,
like
and that's just
and that's not the vibe.
That's not the vibe.
What about
and
it
don't matter how old she looks. Me personally, mine at 33, my limit is 10 years, so it'll be 23.
Okay,
you get what I'm saying? That's my limit. And even girls that are 23, they seem a little immature.
You gotta find a rare one,
right? But I'll still figure it out.
Yeah.
But 17,
that's ridiculous.
You probably just put down cartoons.
Yeah. You probably still watching them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
17, like that's a baby, bro. 21 is I still watch cartoons too, but I'm just saying 21 is a baby though to me though. Here's all right. Let me just put it on the table real quick. When it comes to, let's leave out the sex part. When it comes from 17 to 21, I don't see much of a difference. At my age, I think they're all babies.
Yes.
Now, when it comes to having sex, I don't think that's way out the park. I would never attempt to approach anything under 25. As far as going to the club, being drunk, I do agree with you, men. We do have a responsibility to check these things, but there's going to be, there's going to be situations where grown-ass men go to the club, they get saucy, if somebody's feeling them, they're not going through that. Especially if shorty's with you going to the club.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even if you're not going to go through that, you're drunk, you're still going to be held to the consequences of doing that. Like, you can say, he doesn't know, I didn't know. Nobody gives a fuck if you knew or not.
Yeah.
You did not take the time and you were so inebriated that you didn't even think about what you were about to do. And I feel like kind of like that's the problem generally with sexual, like with men and women and taking on sexual partners is y'all don't fucking know these people. Y'all just fucking them.
So let's say shorty has a fake ID. She looks way older than say she says she's 27. Mm-hmm. She looks 27. Mm-hmm. Has fake ID. Gets in the club. Do you think that man should still have the same fucking type of consequences as somebody that?
I think there's certain questions you can ask that will age you.
I'm not gonna lie.
I like, okay, it's a lot. But like I said,
I feel like there's no leeway. Like
there really isn't. And even in the state of law, even if she lied to you, you're still going to be held accountable.
You are.
So
I don't think
this is what I'm saying.
Fair,
so it's how
I don't think that's because if she's able to lie and convince the club and her parents is not watching her and she looks the age. It's like, what do we have to do at this point? Like, we have to
and she has the maturity.
Like, what are we're going to have to we got to get her social security. What are you going to do? Like, at this point, what do you do especially for some one night stand?
I think you know though.
I feel like
I have never been in a situation, but I've seen women or girls that like I've had cousins, I have female cousins. They look like you don't look how old you are. You don't act how old you are. You got to be careful. It's crazy out here. We've seen it, bro. We've seen it in the club and whoa. And luckily, ages has been, divulged and shit. I never ran into a situation where I made a mistake like that. But I'm guarantee you, I know across this fucking country, we're drinking all this goddamn GMO and shit, and people's is body parts is growing and getting crazy. Like, my nigga, this is not a safe place.
So I'm gonna put it to you this way, right? Like as I said, if you're taking home a girl, there's gonna be a time. There's a gap of time where it's just you and her, and y'all are just talking. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? If today she is 21, that means she was born in 2000. You can age her by asking questions. This is what I'm saying. Like, you can age her. Like, Jesus, I just feel what I'm saying is people having sex, adults having sex, have a responsibility to understand what they're getting into. And I feel like that's where, a lot of adults just don't give a fuck. Y'all just fucking everybody.
Whoa,
not y'all. I'm not talking about y'all. When I say y'all, I'm talking about the collective.
I'm just playing with you.
I'm saying this world is really hypersexual. Yeah. There's people who are having sex that shouldn't be having sex.
Yeah, you're
I think that's even adults. Like, you get, it's weird because I'm 30 something years old and I still have a hard time I'm an adult. You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, I know that if I'm getting with somebody, I have a responsibility to know what I'm getting into.
At this age,
that's what I'm saying. You should be mature. You should be mature enough.
I'm not saying that I would have that trouble because honestly, I don't go to clubs no more. I don't party like that. Even if I was,
but even if you're just going out and you said, she got the body, she got the maturity. You're not having a conversation. You can age these people by asking certain questions. And I'm sorry, at a certain age, you should be mature enough to say, let me think about this. Because I'm sorry, even if you're fucking somebody your age and you don't know what you're getting into, I
guess my only issue with the whole thing is if your intent is not to do something like that and you have to pay the full price for it, I just feel like if your intent is not to do, I don't know, that's why there's manslaughter.
Well,
you know what I mean?
But sometimes
that's why there's manslaughter.
There's laws with intent. You get what I'm saying? They'll look at the situation beforehand. They'll look at all that evidence, but you still I just feel like if somebody fast ass daughter,
I feel like there's a lot of people that need to be held accountable for that. Why you don't have no control of your daughter? Why does this motherfucker know better or no control of this club let these motherfuckers in this adult environment? Like, why is there no I feel like a lot of people got to pay for that. A lot of people got to share the blame for that. I'm not saying that men should not be held accountable. He definitely should because you should know the difference. But at the same time, I feel there's a lot of other people that need to be held accountable as well. Like you know what I mean? Like, what's CPS at? Get them.
I can't feel romantic love, but I think you are wonderful.
What is happening?
Wait, what just happened?
I don't know.
That came from your phone.
No, that was my phone.
That was my phone. It sounded like it was my phone.
It says I can't feel romantic love, but I think you are wonderful.
That is crazy.
My arm just literally landed on the
phone. You into the AI shit, huh?
I do listen to AI.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie.
But speaking of
I heard some shit about the AIs in the future.
What about? Did I tell you about the strippers?
Oh no! Yeah, you did tell me about the strippers, but I said there's something even deeper than that.
Did you see the new sex robot?
Yes. I'm like, yo, the game is changing. We are getting weirder and weirder and weirder.
But it's just would you rather fuck a robot or an 18-year-old?
Robots all day. Sorry, I'm not fucking an 18-year-old.
Or if you're an incel and you're not getting none, you're gonna fuck a robot. I think everything's is creating a solution for something.
If it came down to the point where there was no way on hell for me to get some nana.
You gonna fuck a robot?
There's something out there, robot chicken in it. You know what I'm talking about?
Sex robot.
Hey,
sex
man.
robot.
There's what it is, bro. Minds have needs. He'll be in there R2D2. Yeah.
But I think that shit is just, I was talking about it the other day. Like, that sex robot shit is disgusting because niggas is disgusting.
Yeah.
Niggas gonna be bending that metal over and be killing it.
And you think these niggas be killing that goddamn that carbon fiber.
It's definitely gonna get messy in there.
Hey, who cleaning that shit out, my nigga? Who cleaning that shit out?
Just shake it.
Hell no.
And you gotta think about it, it's just wires and metal and rubber and silicone and rubber. They gonna be killing it.
Hell no. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's a little weird for me.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think this world's like become like hyper sexualized.
I don't think it became. I think it's always been this way.
It has, but the discretion and the just common like social tact when it comes to sex.
Have you heard of Woodstock? Woodstock niggas was fucking threesomes, orgies.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel, but at the same time, that was confined to
niggas was wild.
Yeah,
there
was no condoms at one point, right?
No condoms at one point. My Greek mythology, not even mythology, Greek history and Roman nigga things. Fucking if you defeated your enemy, they would fuck them niggas. Like that shit was crazy, bro. Like it's I feel like this world has always been like this.
It has, but now it's just like in those times, things were confined to a space. Like people only know that because they recorded it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Somebody wrote a notebook that they found somewhere where it's like, oh shit, this happened.
Yeah.
Now this shit is everywhere.
I think it's just always different when you can visualize shit.
But that's what I'm saying. Like we have so much access. Like we think about like porn. We think about all you gotta do is fucking watch a music video. All you gotta do is go on fucking Instagram. I see coochie all fucking day.
Let's talk about the access that these kids have now to like just a nipple.
Yo, it's crazy,
nipple,
bro.
coochie lips.
It's crazy how like easy. Like remember what we had to do to watch? Remember how much stick and watch porn?
There's Twitter accounts.
Yeah,
that are going
wild, bro.
Yeah,
I seen this couple that I seen like I was scrolling through and this nigga retweeted a couple and I'm like, I don't remember what the caption was, but it intrigued me. So I started watching and then I just seen pussy out, dick out. I'm like, what the fuck is this Twitter?
Yo,
it was wild.
I don't look at Twitter at work.
Yeah,
because somebody can just be looking behind me and be like, "Whoa, what is this?" Looking at
porn on the job.
Did you see that music video with that?
Oh my god!
With that black.
That bitch was doing the Bugatti. She was in that bitch.
It was a porn sex video.
Yeah, that never in my.
But like literally anybody can log in, lie about your age, like you said, and get on and have access to that.
I hear what you're saying. Like
I'm just saying it's just really scary.
It is scary.
Because nobody wants to take responsibility for it. It's like, it's just the way things are. What do you want me to do? I didn't know.
I just feel like being that the world is so open source, it's hard to combat. And the thing is, like, I ain't going front, bro. I never in my life thought I'd get to an age where I was like, yeah, I'm tired of seeing ass. Like, it's kind of weird, bro. Like, I'm kind of like
not just
over
ass, but fake ass.
Not even fake. I'm just tired of seeing. Like if you look at,
I get that. I get like that too because I feel like it's like somebody trying to put ads in my face.
Yeah, my nigga. It's like insulting my intelligence.
Sometimes I want to see my natural feed.
Yeah,
and I don't want to see you promoting
some ass and titties.
Something manipulative like that. Like I like the ass and titties. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I kind of want to see things that are just like good for my subconscious. I don't know if that's too deep, but
I totally agree with you.
But you know what I mean? You don't think it's like overwhelming, and it's kind of like you become desensitized, and I think that's why somebody would say it's no difference between 17 and 23, 21-year-olds because like nobody cares. Sex is sex, and it doesn't matter who you have sex with. But that's also why there's like file cabinets.
We've gotten desensitized to school shootings. So sex,
absolutely.
It's like if you see, like, do you understand how crazy that is? Like school shootings are a norm now.
Word.
That's so crazy.
They have. I seen a post where it's like they're making Teflon book bags now.
My nigga, like
as shields.
What? What world do we live in where that's the norm? So in the end of the day, when you're talking about some ass and some titties, bro, like I just like
is that the world or is this just an American thing? Because I mean,
want to say it's the world because honestly, like, well, I don't know. I don't live outside the world.
That's what I'm
America.
saying.
I don't know.
You got to remember too that a lot of our content is banned from other countries.
That is true.
a little girl she's getting like she's going to jail from Egypt because she was posting on TikToks and she was just dancing. Like I watched the videos of her, like they showed the videos of her dancing, and it wasn't even like the overtly, you get what I'm saying, hypersexual dances. She was just dancing on TikTok. And in Egypt, she's going to jail. A man paid her to make videos. She made the videos. They found the videos. She's going to jail. And she's 15. She's going to juvie.
Wow.
That's how strict they are. Like there's a lot of
I
places.
don't think that's the way to go about it, but
I still think that there should be some kind of like, there should be some kind of sense, like up until a certain age, there should be some restrictions and boundaries, because I really feel like you're not, like, just from my own experience, there was so many things that I experienced before I turned 21 that I should have not fucking experienced.
Yeah, I agree.
There were so many things that even if it was harder to have access to, like, just certain things like on TV, like I still think that we kind of like when it comes to sex, we're just way too fucking
too liberal about it.
Way too liberal, and it's just like I wasn't ready for that.
I see there is positives to it. I feel like the positive is like it's desensitizing sex makes it like we shouldn't be fiend to fuck now. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like,
but don't you think that this desensitization has made everybody feel like it's a fuck for all?
That's the thing. Like it's I feel like it can go either way. Like either way of the spectrum. Because me personally, like the access, I don't know. The access to sex, at least in my situation, I kind of just like it made me want to like not just meet people to fuck. You know what I mean? I kind of want to like have a more of a connection, learn, like really know somebody.
You're valuing the connection,
rather than just getting the butt. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, like I feel like growing up, I think what the biggest thing about sex for me as a kid was like, oh, I'm not supposed to be doing it, so I wanted to do it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know if that's for every kid, but for me as a teenager,
for my family,
anything that I couldn't do, I wanted to do it.
See that's it's kind of like weird because like in my family, it was just an open topic. Like nobody strayed away from having those conversations. Like it was just like it's normal. You get what I'm saying? Like,
so did that make you sexually, hypersexual?
Oh hell yeah! Because I remember like losing my virginity and my dad asking me if it, like he was like, did you like it? Like was it good? I'm like, yeah. He was like, you gonna do it again? I'm like, hell yeah.
Ooh, don't say it. Don't say it.
No, I mean, I was like 15.
I don't think that'd be a whole different conversation with me and my daughter.
But I mean, like the reality of it is that he knew I was gonna do it. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like he didn't. It was almost like, okay, instead of me making you scared to do it, let me prepare you. Just like what I do with my kids. You get what I'm saying? Like
I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. Though.
I understand that. However, it was just like, because it was like open source in my family, like as far as like conversations and talks, like it was almost like, oh, this is just what we do. And it was just like, there was no boundaries. There was no boundaries. It was like, you know, like the can of Pringles. Once you pop the top, you can't stop. It was just like, what?
Okay, so I disagree with that though.
Like,
but I don't think we should be telling kids to go fuck.
No, they weren't telling me to go do it, but it was just like, oh, this is what we do and we're good at it. So let's like just. If you do, like, do what you do. You get what I'm saying? Like, there was no shame. So I didn't have any censors to be like, I don't know if this is a good idea. I didn't second think it. I didn't, like, of course, you're initially afraid to do it. But then once you do it, you're like, what? The fuck?
So let me ask you a question. Nobody in your family was like, hey, you should probably wait, or?
No.
Oh, okay. So
no, it wasn't. It was just like, everybody made jokes about it. It was just like, it was open source. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was just like my grandfather or just like family members would openly talk about just maybe it was definitely borderline inappropriate now that I think about it.
Yeah,
but
my kids ain't growing up like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, but I had the same similar. My mom wasn't like that. My pops was, I'm a boy, so well, I'm a man now, but I was a boy, so my father was a little bit more open with me, and I think. I'm not going to tell certain things, but I lost my virginity at a very young age. I'm not going to divulge that, but younger, just very young. And I think when my pops, like, idea was, it's like, let me show him that sex is not as big of a deal
right
as it is, so he doesn't.
Right.
But it did the total opposite for me.
Exactly.
As a kid, because I wanted, after I had lost my virginity, I wanted to fuck everything.
Exactly.
Everything I went to school to find girls to have sex with. And it got to a point where like I kind of, also I had some other things happen to me as a kid that like affected that, because I got molested as a kid. You know what I mean? I don't mind saying.
I think a lot of people went through that and didn't realize what it was when it happened until later on. They're like, oh, yeah,
it was a family member, and that shit ended up
a big.
It ended up being a big deal later on. I didn't realize it until I realized, like, okay, this is something. This is an issue I have, which is why, like, I don't know, in other earlier shows I said that I committed to being practicing celibacy for a while, which I feel like I needed. But on the other side, my mother was very like, I wish she was a little bit more. Not weird about talking about it, but she didn't want me to do anything. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
I think
don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't do this. Don't do that. And that kind of made me want to like, oh, fuck that. That's boring. I want to do everything I'm not supposed to.
But I think when you tell a kid don't do something, they're going to want to know why. Why don't you want me to do this? Yeah, why don't you? You get what I'm saying? So it's just like I feel like they're going to do it regardless. So it's just like I said, when you were talking about like the 17 to 21-year-olds. What really gives a 17-year-old the idea that something like that's okay? You get what I'm saying? Like, I think that's why I said with maturity comes responsibility and understanding.
I agree with you.
So to just say, oh, they're illegal.
I think it was a very very irresponsible way of. Was he recording? Did he know he was being recorded?
I think they just digged it back up. So it was probably something that he said when he was drunk. It was probably something irresponsible for him to say, but
that's the tough part about having a platform.
We're all human at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And like, I like Academiks. Academiks from Yard too. He's Jamaican too.
I don't like that nigga.
So I think he got a good upbringing. I think he brings a lot of like points to the game about hip hop and the industry than anybody else, like innovation we were talking about earlier. Yeah. So a lot of people say you don't fuck with Academiks. I fuck with Academiks.
I fuck with Academiks. Yeah. I like his shit. I don't honestly have to see the flick myself to have my own opinion.
With that said, what he said was dumb, but that's the end of our episode. Please tune back in. That's the IC. Sean Johnson, Ohead Steph, Sade Renee. Have a nice day.
See you later.